Hello everyone, my name is Joni and welcome to Love Qualified TV. Love Qualified is a ministry that is dedicated to encouraging others to experience the sovereign love of the one true God who has qualified us to be his beloved ones. I am a Christian romance author and I have published 5 novels and 2 devotionals. I'm going to put them here on the screen if you're new here. And I've recently had a baby. So I am starting a series called Writing a Book with a Baby. This is going to be episode 1. And if you just want to see how I navigate this new season of my life, trying to write again, getting back into the groove of writing whilst having a baby, then keep watching. So I first saw this idea with, I think it was Bethany Atazada. She's also a writer here on YouTube. And 3 or 4 years ago when she had her first baby, she did a series like this and she was like writing a book with a baby, episode 1. And she described like her thoughts and her process with a baby and things like that. So I just thought it was really cute. It was really nice to see her navigate that season of her life. And so I thought I would try and do the same thing. I'm going to try and do that. So today, baby has his 8-week check with the GP. So me and him have an 8-week check. So we booked 2 appointments. When we get to the doctor will check him and the doctor will check me. So just to make sure that everything's fine, he's growing well. We're going to weigh him again today. I'm going to see how much he's weighed. I know he's gained so much weight, so I can't wait to know how much he weighs today. But he's currently sleeping. He's currently having his nap. And I just thought I'll come on here. I'm in the kitchen. I'll come on here and do a quick intro video for this vlog. For the rest of the year, really. The writing project I'm going to be working on is what I'm titling Project Cameroon. So that's the placeholder title. If you sign up to my newsletter down below, you will find out what the title is very soon. I think in my October newsletter you'd find out what the title is and the blurb, and I'll be sharing more behind the scenes information with my newsletter subscribers. So if you want to get that insider information, make sure that you subscribe. But Project Cameroon is a Christian literary fiction novel with a romance subplot, and it's set in my country, Cameroon, my home country, Cameroon. There's 2 vlogs that on this channel back in 2020 where I was where I vlogged sort of like writing the first draft, like outlining and finishing the first draft. So if you want to watch those, I'll leave the links down below. But when I finished the first draft in October 2020, I sort of put the novel aside because I had to work on my Sovereign Love series novels, which are all published now. And five years later, I have returned to the novel because I intend to publish it next year by God's grace. So we've picked it up again. And so basically what I've been doing since April, I have been reading through the first draft and making notes. So I finished that read through in September, that's last month. Now I've picked it up again and I'm going to be working on draft 2. So basically I'm going to be going through the whole draft and making the changes that I've the notes that I've made in the manuscript. I'm going to be making those changes. So I'm going to be doing my big picture edits, which is doing it myself, and then I'm going to run it through Pro Writing Aid as well to do line edits. So this is how I do draft 2 for all my novels, and then by the time this draft is finished, I'm going to send it to beta readers. My hope is that I will be able to finish draft 2 by the end of December. I'm giving myself 3 months because I know that things are going to be chaotic and things are not going to go to plan. So I'm giving myself 3 months to try and finish this draft so that I can get it ready for beta readers in January. But anyway, that's the intro, and I'm going to see what I can do any work today. So it's the 2nd of October, so I'm going to see whether I can do anything, and I'm just going to update this vlog if I have anything to add. I'm just going to update this vlog as the month goes along. It's probably going to be a month vlog or a few weeks if I have a lot of content, but we'll see. Let's go. Let's do this. Mama write a vlog. Let's do this. So this is day 2 of trying to write a book with a baby, and we are epically failing. Yesterday, after I did the intro video, I thought I was going to be able to start editing chapter 1, but I wasn't able to because I got tired. And since baby was sleeping, and there's a general advice that you should sleep when baby sleeps, I decided to take a nap because we both had an early morning yesterday, so we both were tired. So I decided to nap, which was good because I was well rested. But then the day went away from me and I ended up not able to do anything. Today is day 2. Baby was napping earlier this morning. I thought I would be able to get some editing in. Went to get my laptop and he woke up and he's been up since. And he's not been very settled, which then means that I can't do work. Unfortunately, I've got him on my lap at the moment, so we're watching The Resident. But once he naps again, I don't know if he will, but hopefully he does, I will try and see if I can get some editing in, and I'll update you guys later, I guess. So the book currently has about 55 chapters and then the epilogue, so 56 chapters in total, and it is divided into 3 parts. Yesterday I finally finished editing and line editing chapter 1. I know it's just chapter 1, but we've made progress. We finally officially started this editing journey. And you know when you're so, a project looks so big, you're just so scared sometimes to start it, but then when you start it, you then realize actually it's not that bad. So I was actually kind of scared because, like I said, this book is really big. It's over 100,000 words, and I have a lot of structure edits to pull, and chapter 1 especially had quite a few notes. But once I went through it and run it through Pro Writing Aid, put the questions for my beta readers at the end of the chapter, read through it again, and it sounded really good and I was really happy with it. And yeah, I'm really encouraged. I've also started editing chapter 2 as well, so I started that yesterday. I think I've edited the first page, but I'm going to continue today. I am about to pack a signed copy order. So this is my latest release, Love, Scribbles and Other Things. One of my beta readers ordered a signed copy. So yeah, Naomi, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you want to get signed copies of my books, they're available on my website for UK readers. If you are based outside of the UK and you really want a signed copy, then send me an email or message me and we can talk about what the options are for you. Today we have successfully edited chapter 2, so I'm so excited. I said I've been putting questions at the end of my chapters for my beta readers, so these are 2 questions that I'm asking my beta readers for this chapter. So this question is a recurring question because I like them to just tell me if there's any comments that they want to add about the chapter that they've read. The questions for chapter 1 is usually more, so there's more questions because I really want to ask the beta readers to tell me if the chapter 1 is gripping enough and whether they have any questions, if it's confusing, whether it grounds them in the book, whether it's enough to keep them wanting to read. And so yeah, there you go. The quick updates that I have for you guys today is that I have finished editing chapter 3 and I am really liking the book. I've gone back and read through the first 3 chapters and I'm just really liking it. I'm liking the prose, I'm liking how it sounds, I'm liking just what we're learning about the story, because like I said, it's Christian literary fiction. There's a lot of descriptions about the world. It's set in Cameroon. So one of the things that I really want to portray in this book is, the descriptions, the setting. I really want readers to feel like they've experienced what it's like to live in Cameroon, and to see the imagery in their mind. So I'm putting a lot of work into that and I'm really liking the way it's sounding at the moment. So I'm really excited. I had help yesterday. My mom looked after baby because after he had his 8-week jab 2 days ago, he had a rough 24 hours. He had a fever. We're giving him Calpol, which is the baby paracetamol, and it's settled. He's much more settled now. Today we had a good day. He had long naps. I think he had 2-hour naps, and then he was very settled today, so I was able to edit. So yeah, today we had a really good day. So I will see if I can still do some more editing tonight, which means I'm going to start editing chapter 4. If not, then I'll just leave it till tomorrow.
pessimism, especially when it comes to the politics of Cameroon. A lot of people, even people that you could even ask them to say, please, can you say something nice? They will say something nice until you hear them say God. So in the end, the figure, somebody rang me and said, have you seen what is happening in France? Like that, the gap in France alone between Roma and Bia is unimaginable. So nobody would have thought that in France, right? So
it's not surprising though, because I wasn't surprised about France. France has often delivered opposition, so it's not a surprise.
Hey guys, so this is going to be the last entry for this vlog because I thought this is a good place to round off this episode. We have finished editing the first 5 chapters, as you saw in the last clip. And for chapter 5, I had to do a lot of rewriting. I had to rewrite pretty much the whole chapter, and I added a lot of like dialogue and descriptions and things like that, because chapter 5 is where the inciting incident happens. The main character's world changes. The main character's name is Priscilla. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but Priscilla's world changes because something major happens. And so things kick off from there. So I just wanted to make sure that I write in those emotions so the reader can experience that as they're reading that chapter. So that's all done and dusted. I've started working on chapter 6 today, but I'm taking a break at the moment. Baby is currently taking a nap. I'm going to take a nap as well so that when baby wakes up later, we can carry on our day. But yeah, I thought I'll leave you guys here. There is an exciting author thing that's happened this week, and I thought I would include it in this vlog, but I changed my mind. I'm going to make a whole separate video about it, so look out for the video after this. It's going to be some sort of author update. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about being an author, a writer, self-published author, anything like that, or you want to ask a bit more questions about the book I'm writing, about Cameroon, about anything really, leave your comments down below. I'll also love to know what you're working on as well, what sort of writing projects you're working on. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that the sovereign love of God has qualified you to be his beloved one. Take care and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.